I've been teaching 6th grade English for 26 years. In that time, I have taught some beautiful, beautiful young adult literature. And these are books that make me feel, and they make me think, and obviously I want my students to fall in love with these beautiful books. And in those 26 years, I've made thousands of students hate these books. Just ask them, which novels did you like in 6th grade? And they'll tell you, none. They all suck. This fact made me absolutely crazy. And I was always blaming my students. I didn't understand how they could hate my novels. And I've been trying to figure out why. And it's made me notice soccer coach dads whose kids despise soccer. And music teachers who love music have kids quitting their program all the time. Why do adults who try to share their passion instead end up killing it? How does that love get lost in translation? Upon reflection, I've concluded the obvious, that it is my fault. I made my students hate novels. Did you hear that? I've been making kids hate books. Me, a lover of books, a very experienced English teacher. How have I done this? Well, I've killed the joy of reading because I torture novels. I've stolen my students' chances to fall in love with reading because I torture novels instead. What do I mean by torture? Let me explain. In my attempts to make my students understand what they read and to get them to engage in it, I've had kids write skits and write essays and do projects, and I've given reading checks and quizzes, and I've had them answer questions and maintain reading journals and find all the figurative language and explain all the figurative language and record the vocabulary and analyze everything from character to plot to setting to language. Honestly, I've even forbidden kids to read ahead in the books because I was afraid they would ruin my lessons. I chopped every book into tiny little pieces, planning every discussion, taking points away from the kids who fell behind, forcing the kids to fill books with countless Post-it notes, ignoring their complaints that posting is awful. It's like when you watch a TV show and someone keeps interrupting, it ruins the entire story. No, I kept going. I tried to control everything about every novel. That's what I mean by torture. Here's a really good example. This is the book Out of the Dust. The audiobook is only 2.5 hours long, and it takes me 3 months to teach this book. 3 months, that's ridiculous. That's what I mean by torture. I knew I needed something new, and I heard about a strategy that's in the elementary schools called Notice and Note. I do not have time to explain the strategy to you, but trust me, it is amazing. I'm a true believer because this strategy in this book allows my students to develop their own relationships with books. They get to know a character and they care about what happens to the character, and they wonder how the book connects to their lives. With this strategy, the books are no longer mine, they belong to my students. And here's the beauty of the strategy. There are no correct answers to questions about novels in my classroom, which is great because right and wrong thinking limits our students anyway. With this strategy, I'm not telling my students where to stop, what to think, my opinions about the novel. It may be my classroom, but it's their book, and I'm taking the journey with the students. After I switched, one student said, "I actually want to read in Miss Holihan's classroom." Now our discussions show my students that I'm a reader, and my vulnerability with the students allows them to be vulnerable with me. We read books straight through, only stopping when my students know something or notice something we as readers should talk about. In these discussions, I do get to share my passion for the books, my excitement about the words and the images and the author's purpose and the resonance and their craft, but our discussions are 100% student-generated. They start conversations that lead to deep literary analysis, They think critically without being told to, and their daring thinking and ownership helps them grow the most. And the best part is I'm getting to revisit these novels again through their eyes instead of telling them what to see. One student thanked me for actually letting him enjoy our last book instead of repeatedly trapping him into analyzing a specific number of pages. Another student said that he loved reading books, and the old way caused him to stress out about books. Do you see the difference? I just let books be books. I just let kids read, and I allow the natural process of falling in love to books to happen, knowing I can't force it. So I'm here today to celebrate my new goal of having students fall in love with reading and become lifelong readers. I'm bringing the joy back to reading, and I hope if you are their parents or when you come across them as future educators, that you too will nurture that love of reading. I'm proud to report I haven't just stopped torturing books. I've stopped torturing my students and myself. Thanks.